If you mess up these 2 side quests in Fallout 4, you can actually miss out on 4 unique legendary weapons and legendary armor as well. Starting out, most players are going to miss the legendary armor in this first side quest because they completed it in the wrong way. So here's how to not mess it up. To start this adventure, you'll need to come here on the map to the relay tower OMC 810. Now once you arrive at this tower, you can use the terminal to extend its dishes, and then you'll be able to tune into the distress signal on your Pip-Boy, and that signal will get stronger as you get closer to the location it's coming from. But to save you the time, the location it's going to direct you towards is the National Guard training yard just to the east. And when you arrive, you'll actually see a vertibird on the roof, so clearly the Brotherhood of Steel have been here. Just head on inside and take care of the ghouls, and you'll find the last remaining Knight Aslin directly opposite the entrance and on your right in this room here. You can take what remains of her combat armor, holotape, and then feast on her flesh. Take a listen to Knight Aslin's holotape for the next location of the hunt. This will then direct you to the reserve satellite array, which is very close by, just to the east of your current location. You can literally see the satellite dishes as you leave the building and then just walk over. Now this location has been overrun by super mutants, so do take care. But specifically in the northeast of the satellite relay, you're going to see a wooden shack that's suspended from one of the dishes. And you can access this by just climbing up the stairs around the tower. It's inside this shack where you're going to find the remnants of the Brotherhood scribe Faris, who also has a holotape that you can listen to along with some ammunition and of course a quick snack. So listen to his holotape, and that's then going to direct you to the next location, which is all the way back to the west in Everett Estate, located just here. Now you can initially fast travel to this location, and then when you arrive, just head east through the white picket fence play park and then up the hill and go north and then change to going northeast until you reach the ruined building, where the signal strength will increase. Now the ruined building location is an unmarked one, so it doesn't appear on the map, but it's right here where I'm standing. And it's at this ruin you're going to find Knight Varham lying on the ground dead. So loot his holotape, and it's going to describe why there's lots of other Brotherhood T60 power armors that are strewn across the floor with burnt out fusion cores. All of them are unusable, so you can't actually loot them, but we do also discover from the holotape that Paladin Brandis survived the attack, and also the password for a secret Brotherhood bunker. Now the bunker is located east from Sanctuary, just here on the northern edge of the map. It's called Recon Bunker Theater. Now make sure you stick to the roads in this area because there are quite a few enemies, and also be careful of the landmines nearby on the road as you approach it. But now we can finally open the bunker's security door with the password, but you should save before you go inside because you don't want to go into the bunker until you've joined the Brotherhood of Steel and proceeded the main quest up until the Brotherhood Prydwen blimp shows up in the Commonwealth. Now this is an extremely obvious moment in the main story, so you can't miss it, but here's why you want to do that first. Enter the bunker and you will meet Paladin Brandis at gunpoint, and you now have a few options to get his unique legendary weapon, but also some unique legendary armor too. So firstly, if you're not a member of the Brotherhood of Steel yet, you can convince him to stand down by giving him his comrade's holotapes. He'll then thank you and let you use his ammunition and bunker as a base, but this will cause you to miss out on his unique weapon, which he'll keep for himself. However, you can still attempt to steal it from him, ideally when he's sleeping, by pickpocketing it. But if he catches you, you will be forced to kill him and then loot it from his cold dead hands. Alternatively, if you already are a member of the Brotherhood of Steel, you'll have a new dialogue option to convince him to return and rejoin the Brotherhood once again. But this requires you to pass a few speech checks that get harder and harder. But if you're successful, you can then fast travel back to the Brotherhood Prydwen with him by your side, and then he will then give you the Survivor's Special as a reward once you arrive. We'll talk more about this underrated legendary weapon in a moment, but also by doing this, you can then get another piece of legendary armor that many players miss called the Steadfast Brotherhood Combat Armor, which increases both your energy and physical damage resistance the lower your health is. But you can only get it if you turn in the Lost Patrol quest to Lancer Captain Kells, who captains the Pridwin, instead of reporting to Paladin Dance. Otherwise, you'll completely miss this legendary piece of armor. But now let's take a look at this unique weapon. The Survivor Special is a unique laser pistol with the legendary Bloodied effect. This basically makes you deal more damage the lower your health is. And the way this is calculated is for every 5% of health you're missing, you'll get 5% additional damage. So in total, that gives you a maximum of 95% more damage. And this also stacks with the Nerd Rage perk, which gives you an additional 40% more damage when you drop below 20% health. It also gives you 40 more damage resistance, which also stacks with the armor we got earlier, to make you extremely survivable. And while in that state, you'll be hitting for over 145% additional damage while in Nerd Rage. And so while being super survivable, you'll also hit for an additional 145% damage while in Nerd Rage. And that perk also lets you regain your health for each kill. So ideally, you should build the Soul Survivor Special to deal the most damage per shot or the highest damage per second to make full use of that effect. But this next side quest has two legendary unique items you can miss if you side with the wrong faction. And one of them is the unique naval cannon weapon that fires explosive cannonballs. It's called the Broadsider. And unlike a rocket launcher, it can fire 3 shots in a row that use less action points, and also the ammunition is much cheaper. You can get this unique weapon by going here on the map on the east coast to the USS Constitution naval ship. It's northeast from Diamond City, and it's pretty much right next to Bunker Hill, just down the road from it. Once you arrive at the location, you'll meet the Lookout, a Mr. Handy robot who will direct you to the top of the ship, which you can reach by going through the ruined building it's crashed onto. If you then go up the stairs on the left-hand side, you can reach the ship's deck and then introduce yourself to the huge Centurion robot, Captain Ironside. You'll then need to defend the crashed ship against a bunch of scavengers. There's even an option to fire the ship's cannons if you want to absolutely decimate them. After repelling the attack, you'll be tasked with recovering the NX-42 guidance chip from the scavenger base, which is now marked on your map right here. It's literally just down the road from the ship. And the scavengers, when you meet them, will try and convince you to side with them for a share in their scrap money. But it's only going to be 500 caps, and you'll miss the chance to get the unique weapon and armor later, so definitely turn them down. You can then easily find the chip hidden inside their filing cabinet in this room at the back, and you can wait until nighttime to steal it. It's up to you if you decide to sneak out or kill all of the scavengers as you return to the ship though. You can then install the NX-42 guidance ship onto the deck. Then we're going to head back inside the ship and talk to Bosun. He's going to task you with fixing the ship cables. You can find them in a nearby metal box, and then you can just walk around to each electrical panel on the ship and repair it. It only takes you a few seconds. The next quest is that Bosun will send you to get a new power relay coil for the ship. Now these can normally be found from destroyed machine gun turrets, or you can just buy them in Diamond City from the merchants. Alternatively, you can also pass the +5 intelligence check to just fix the thing straight away without even needing to get the materials. Next, Mr. Navigator is going to get you to find the Poseidon radar transmitter, which will be randomly located in either the Poseidon energy turbine or the reservoir just here on the map. Alternatively, with 9+ intelligence, you can just straight up repair the transmitter on the dish without finding the material. After you've returned though, you will get 250 caps, and then you'll need to recover the final item, the FLL-free turbo pump bearings. And they can appear in 3 possible locations. Annoyingly, the game sent me to Fort Hagen on the other side of the map. Once you have it though, you can return to the ship and defend it from the final scavenger attack. Ironside will then finally reward you with the unique Broadsider weapon. But what's even cooler is that you can now launch the ship and watch it fly into the skyscraper building opposite the bay. But there's actually a really cool Easter egg you can do instead. A lot of people don't know that if you're quick enough, it's actually possible to board the ship with a jetpack or a power armor jetpack as it begins to lift off. And then you can quite literally sail it, well, I suppose fly the ship all the way into the skyscraper as it crashes into it with the whole crew in tow. It's a rather janky ride, but it's one of the coolest endings to a quest in Fallout 4. And then make sure that after the quest, you go and speak to Captain Ironside again, because he's now going to give you the unique Lieutenant's hat as a reward, which boosts your charisma by 1. And also, don't forget to grab the Spec Ops magazine in the captain's quarters on the left-hand table as you go inside, because that's going to boost your sneak damage even further for every episode of the magazine you collect. As for upgrading this unique Broadsider cannon though, you can upgrade it with a multi-shot canister, so it fires 3 shots before needing to be reloaded. The steady grip's going to improve its recoil, and the light barrel will give you better hipfire accuracy. But the Broadsider uses cannonballs as ammunition, and the best way of finding them is to go to most ammunition vendors, who will now and again be selling them for just a few caps each. Make sure you always buy all of their stock, and then you can just wait a couple of in-game days, which will reset their inventory so they have even more. And then ideally you won't run out of cannibal ammunition. Alternatively, you can just give the weapon to your companion, who will have unlimited ammunition while using it. But these were only a few of the unique items you could easily miss in Fallout 4 depending on the outcome of certain side quests. So you can check out this next video right here for even more you can find in the Wastelands.